Welcome, welcome! It's my dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I want to bring you a video about a new vehicle in the game. It's the same company that brought you the PTV, or buggy if you will. This is a vehicle that everybody loves to ride in the verse. It's one of the most popular selling vehicles, that is the buggy. And it's quick, it's just a fun little ride, great little vehicle. You can ride it around in your hangar, on the surface of planets, wherever you need to. This vehicle will most likely fit. The company also brought you the multi-tool with cutting attachment and mining attachment, soon to come repair, and also cargo transfer with tractor beam type attachments. Awesome little utility that is very useful in every situation you can imagine. Everybody needs one. So the newest vehicle that this company has produced is the ROC by Greycat. So Greycat has the buggy, it has the multi-tool, and now it has the ROC. The ROC is a light mining vehicle, and this thing is a little bigger than the PTV, the buggy. It will fit in the back of most cutlasses, including the Cutlass Red, which is where I will store this thing on many occasions. You wouldn't believe it. Definitely fits in the Cutlass Black, and it was actually part of a package called the Rock and Brawl with the Cutlass Black that you could have gotten LTI on. You can't get that package now. It was available when this vehicle released with 310 and went on sale. So as you can see, it works much like any mining vessel or multi-tool. You're going to scan the rock to find it, then you're going to approach it, scan it again to see what its makeup is and see if that's something you want to mine. And then when you get closer to it, you're going to turn on your mining laser. And the object is to keep the laser, the power levels, you'll have to fluctuate the power levels to keep the meter in the green area there. As you can see, I'm in the red down there in that second little meter that's changing. So you have to alternate your power and keep it in the green so that you can fracture the rock. Now on the right, it's going to go all the way up to 100%. That's when the rock will fracture. You don't want any overcharge because the rocks will go everywhere and possibly do damage. As you can see, they kind of splattered a little bit everywhere there. Not too bad though. It was mostly a successful clearance. Now then you're going to actually hit the right mouse button and switch to the extractor mode. So it's going to pick up all the little mineable rocks that you created. You may have to move the rock around a little bit to do that. There is an issue with the rock moving on its own when you're in the mining mode. I don't know why. There's a lot of issues still with this vehicle, but you know, it's to be expected. It's the first time it's in the game. There's going to be some bugs that they're going to have to work out, and you and I should report these bugs when we come across them. So as you can see, I'm mining it here. I am trying to keep the brakes on so I don't slide forward, but it tends to slide forward and I believe to the left. So if you're not careful, the rock will get off target a little bit. You almost need 3 hands or need some of your binds on your mouse and keyboard a little closer so that you do not lose the target, so to speak. As you can see, it is moving on me, and I'm doing my best to keep it on target and not overcharge all at the same time. I may have to back up a little bit while I'm doing it. It's just really odd. It's a really odd bug, but I was still able to crack the rock. These are Haydenite rocks. They are worth quite a bit. You can get a nice little chunk of change mining Haydenite. And let me tell you, probably the best spot to go to do the mining with the rock is going to be on Ariel, which is the moon of Hurston, one of the moons of Hurston. And I went actually and picked up my rock at Bezdek, and I didn't go far from Bezdek, and I was able to find all sorts of Haydenite around. I do know that some people are making 150,000, 200,000, even upwards to 300,000 on Haydenite runs using the rock. Now, it will take different amounts of time to do this. I do recommend that you have something a little bigger than the Cutlass to store it in. It just makes it a little easier. You'll see at the end of this video why. any kind of bump on this thing and it's going to fall apart, which is not real great. Now, it does boogie along the terrain a little bit. It's not real slow, and it has pretty good balance, so if you hit a rock or you jump off of something, more times than not, you're pretty safe. Now, this is how I park it in the Cutlass Red. I park it facing forward because it's going to be really hard to move on either side of this thing. You want to be able to get out of it and into the ship, and vice versa. Get from the ship into the rock and just drive it backwards off of the ramp. At least that's what I advise doing if you're going to use a Cutlass Red. Now, if you're using something else, like, yeah, I mean, I would use a Valkyrie. You could use a Connie. It might work in a Connie fairly well. 600i is perfectly fine. You could probably get a bunch of these in an 890 jump. I plan on doing an org event where we just stuff an 890 jump full of rocks and put a terrapin in the hangar and let the terrapin go out and start spotting all the rocks for all the... I should say start finding all the minables for the rocks to go out and mine. I know that's going to get confusing. Rocks are going after rocks. So, yeah, as you can see here, sometimes there's a bug with the rocks not being the minables, I should say, not being able to be mined. I ran across this a couple of times, and I tried to get closer. I tried to scan, and it could have something to do with my ship being so close. I'm not sure, but I did run across it when my ship wasn't close, when I was really like 1,000 meters away. So there's definitely some bugs with the minables as well. And here you see another issue. Like I said, it's very flimsy. I barely bumped into my cuddy, and now the mining laser's gone. It fell off. There's a little bit of a delay there. So I'm not able to mine anymore. I can scan just fine. I just can't switch to the cutting torch or the mining torch to cut open the rocks. It won't let me do it. So here is, I'm going to also test the durability of the rock itself by just going a little tap into the landing gear here, and boom. Now it blows up. So definitely don't tap into any ships or any other vehicles in this thing. It will not survive. Now, this is another interesting bug I encountered. So once I died and came back, I no longer had the armor I was wearing. I was in the Pembroke armor, which is good against, for hot planets. I definitely advise you get that for aerial. You can get it at Hurston at Lorville. I think there might be one other place you can get it. But yeah, I lost my armor. And then you can see this is Groundhog Day. I go out and I run around, I look around, and then I respawn back in the Cuddy Red. It's really weird. You can see these rocks are kind of floating in the air. There's my knife. Hey, let's grab my knife back. Why I don't have it, I don't know, but we'll just grab it out of thin air there, and we'll store that back on myself. And oh, look where I'm at again. I'm back in the Cuddy Red. This is unedited here. This part of the video is completely unedited. It's just one Groundhog Day after another. Only I don't have to kill myself for the day to start over. And I guess he really didn't either. As soon as it struck midnight, he would come back or wake up. So yeah, I even go a little ways away from the Cuddy Red, and I will still appear back in it. So kind of a nightmare. I do find out a way to break the cycle a little bit, but there are some other major issues. Like I landed at Bezdek, and my wings pretty much fell off of my Cuddy Red. Very weird. Just very, very weird. So I thought I would give you a little bit of a mining video with the rock so you guys could check it out a little bit. I do recommend that you try it out in verse. I don't think it's for rent right now, so you might have to borrow somebody's. Of course, you're not going to make the money off of that. You'll have to ask them to send it to you through the app, which they can do. But it can be a lot of fun, especially with a group of people, to go out mining with this thing, and you can make a good amount of money. Expect that to be changed eventually. It's all going to be in balance, and I think they're just having the mining part for the rock a little better for you because they want to push people to test it out and find some of these bugs and issues. So keep that in mind. Enjoy it while you can. Rake in the dough while you can. Make as much money as possible. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to watch the video. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you've never subscribed. I really do appreciate you guys doing that. Also, if you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon and a YouTube membership program set up. That information will be in the description of the video. I do appreciate you guys going and checking that out. Thank you to all you guys who have been part of those programs. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. If you don't want to support the channel in that way, but you still want to support the channel, make sure you watch the videos all the way through. Click on them. That helps revenue come into the channel. It's just a little bit, but it does help a lot if everybody does it. So thank you so much once again. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.